President Tinubu received petition against Africa's richest man, Dangote, over $3.4 billion siphoned through Nigeria's central bank. Can you imagine? $3.4 billion dollars siphoned through Nigeria's central bank. Oh boy. This Dangote, that's all. The question we ask is that they call him the richest man in Africa. What is his business? How is he stronger than other people? How did he become the richest? All the politicians that have stolen our money, all the former head of state, and all of them that are highly placed, all have their money in the business, and are actually using this man to loot Nigeria after they will say he's the richest man in Africa. How? Because of this man, Ibeto cement was crushed, and this frustrated that man right there in the sea with his own shipload of cement that he was importing left to kick in the water. Okay, just because of this one. Now, wow, it's okay. Now that he has enjoyed the power of outside government till today and has become the richest, and politicians, rather than making sure that there's competition in the open market, they all sank their support on him. Now, with all the people they gave license to do refinery in Nigeria, it's only him that is succeeding because that is where the politicians' money is, that's where their interest is. The rest people that were given license for the past 15, 20 years, nobody has been able to start up anything. Quite unfortunate. All right. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has received a petition against Africa's richest man, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, over $3.4 billion allegedly siphoned through the Central Bank of Nigeria. Oh boy. The petition, exclusively obtained by Politics Nigeria, was attached to a letter addressed to President Tinubu and filed by Ahmed Fahad, a social justice advocate. It was dated August 18, 2023, and titled Petition to President Tinubu against Dangote, and copied to Jim Obaze, who was recently appointed by the president as special investigator to probe the Central Bank of Nigeria and related entities. The petition accused Dangote of grossly violating the forex guidelines of the CBN for years. Can you imagine? It alleged that the suspended CBN governor Godwin Emefiele borrowed $1 billion from Afrexim Bank in the second quarter of 2023, out of which $750 million was illegally funneled to Dangote at a concessionary rate. It therefore urged the president to investigate the flagrant violations of our financial laws. Now it reads, I bring to your attention a scandalous issue of gross financial misconduct and illegality involving the Dangote Group, a flagrant abuse of the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Forex guidelines for the past 10 years. First exposed by Dr. Okpebanwo of Change Vigilantes International CVI in his 2016 petition to former President Buhari, is also there. Now, it noted the brazen illegality involves a shocking violation of CBN guidelines, causing a whopping $3.4 billion diversion from Nigeria's national treasury at rates between 150 and 200 naira per dollar, when the parallel exchange rate was more than double that. This insidious financial maneuvering still threatens the very stability of our country's economy even today. Astoundingly, this flagrant siphoning was carried out using Form A instead of the legal route through Form M, which is tantamount to a gross violation of the law, as it offers no financial returns to our country. The barefaced audacity of these financial transgressions is further displayed by several implicated banks, which have audaciously sanctioned millions of dollars, at the CBN rate to the Dangote Group, in direct violation of CBN's instruction to source funds from the parallel or interbank market. These unscrupulous actions facilitated the illegal transfer of funds for supposed foreign investment, including the supposed construction of factories in countries like Congo and Liberia. Oh boy. So, according to the petitioner, the funds were moved out of Nigeria with the alleged unlawful aim of industrial development in other nations, while our own country was left bereft of these much needed investment. More worryingly, more worryingly, there are several instances, such as in Liberia, where promised factories were never built. The siphoned funds were instead reportedly transferred to Dangote's accounts abroad, thereby exploiting Form A for illicit cash movement that cannot be reclaimed by our country, he said. The petition noted that the approval sought from the Apex Bank clearly stated that money sought by Dangote must be bought from the interbank market, which means money outside the CBN. However, the funds were bought and transferred from the National Treasury with the CBN, which was illegal. On a continued basis over the years, and contrary to the approvals, Emefiele's CBN continued illegally supplying money from Nigeria's treasury at cheaper rates to Dangote Group. This is an illegality that must be righted, he said. It added, for instance, in 2015, Form A number AA 2541751 was used to transfer over 341 million dollars through telegraphic transfer, EcoBank, in contravention of CBN directive to use interbank funds only for the Dangote project in Cameroon. Whilst on February 12, 2016, Form A number AA 2649626 was used to transfer over $420 million for spare parts in Congo, also in contravention of the CBN directive. Oh boy. To further highlight the brazenness of these actions, it recently came to light that the suspended CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, had borrowed $1 billion from Afreximbank in the second quarter of 2023, of which $750 million was illegally funneled to Dangote at a concessionary rate. These funds were subsequently transferred to Dangote's account abroad, just as previously done in the past. Your Excellency, as the beacon of hope for our nation's financial integrity, your swift action is desperately needed to rectify these glaring injustices. We implore you to order a comprehensive and immediate investigation into these flagrant violations of our financial law. We call upon you to ensure these stolen funds are returned and used for the betterment of our nation under your committed administration. Oh boy. Can you imagine what we are seeing here? This enforcement is essential not just to deter further violations, but also to underscore the ethos of accountability and transparency that your administration represents. We enjoin you to direct the EFCC, ICPC, DSS, and other relevant security agencies to investigate these illegal acts against our economy and ensure these funds are returned. This time for a new era has come, in an era where the rule of law supersedes illicit privileges and economic justice becomes our national cornerstone. By addressing this issue decisively, you will send a powerful message that corruption in all its forms will no longer be tolerated in our country. Good write-up, good petition, but will Tinubu have the effrontery to do this? Is Tinubu not part of this CBN malpractices over the years? Because I know that even this investigation that said they're investigating Emefiele is going nowhere. If Emefiele should open his mouth, all of them, in fact, Nigeria will open and everybody will enter. That is true. The who is who has looted this country dry over the years. All the political high class, all these high class business people. This one I'm talking about Dangote. What about other businesses at the level of Dangote in Nigeria? Only God knows also the influence they have on the CBN governor, and only God knows the cut CBN governor has received for doing the dirty transactions for them. Okay, so I'm sure probably they are all under oath. That is why Emefiele has not confessed. Because if they are not under oath, they don't belong to the same group. I tell you that Emefiele would have started confessing his own part of the story. Okay, unfortunately, Nigeria, the more you look, the less you see. My take from this matter is that Tinubu can never fight corruption because he is a full embodiment of it. He can never fight corruption. Corruption cannot fight corruption. That is the truth. If we ask people's opinion for today, they will tell you that corruption cannot fight corruption. And that is the gospel truth about it. So this is a petition against Dangote. Also, adding information to the ongoing investigation of the suspended CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment for sharing.